right now on No More Down Low. The presidential seal of approval.
I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
From the West Wing to the West Coast, are the winds of equality finally blowing in the right direction?
I'm Janora McDuffie. The Black LGBT community reacts to the presidential endorsement.
I mean, it's about time.
Well, we're exploring our options in terms of fostering or adopting.
With all this talk about marriage equality, a growing number of gay and lesbian couples are looking to start a family. But where do they begin?
And I'm Kendell Hogan. Just what is the Pop Luck Club and how are they helping gay couples start a family?
Then, who is Cleo Manago? And why do some say he's so angry while others say he's simply ahead of his time?
And I certainly don't want people to think that I'm what they tend to think of when they think of gay, a black man chasing a white man.
Plus, we'll introduce you to Hollywood's hottest new comic who just may be one joke away from Saturday Night Live. It's all coming up next on No More Down Low.
Hey there, it's your favorite naughty girl, Omarosa, from The Apprentice, and you're watching No More Down Low.
MacArthur Park is melting in the dark. All the sweet green icing blowing down.
Mr. Park made famous by the late Donna Summer with this 1978 disco classic. What's up, everyone? I'm Kendell Hogan.
And I'm Janora McDuffie, and welcome to MacArthur Park. For decades, we have danced to the music, but very few of us have seen what it's really like. Well, that's until now, because we're going to take you on a tour of this famous LA landmark.
That should be interesting to say the least. But first, from the West Wing to the West Coast, the conversation about LGBT equality has dominated the national news landscape.
That's right, Kendell. But what's missing from the conversation is the Black LGBT perspective. Mark Noble hits the streets at the Long Beach Gay Pride to get our reaction to the headlines.
It is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
I am thrilled. I'm so I'm so proud of him, and I knew he would get there. But I mean, to do it at an election year, but I believe that's it's earnest, and I'm just so proud.
The historic stand and statement made when President Obama told ABC's Robin Roberts his position on marriage equality. It was not long after that others followed suit.
I've always thought it as something that's still holding the country back. What people do in their own homes is their business, and you choose to love whoever you love. That's their business. It's no different than discriminating against blacks. It's discrimination.
At the most recent BET Awards, the president's stance on the issue of marriage equality was the topic of conversation.
I was so excited when the president came out for marriage equality, truly. Actually, in all the traveling I've done registering voters, and I register mostly African American voters, the president coming out in support of LGBT rights has changed the minds of a lot of people.
And I think if anything, we should understand that, being ridiculed or treated wrong for whether it's the color of your skin or your religion or whatever it may be is not the way we want to be as human beings.
I have friends who are in the LGBT community, and so, I know that they have a right to love.
But just how effective is that kind of support going to be when you're thinking about the black community and many in the black churches whose opinions about LGBT issues have been very strong?
Marriage is between a man and a woman. That's biblical.
That from those opposed to same-sex marriage. The Southern Baptist Convention, which recently made history, electing Fred Luter as the first African American president, went so far as to make its controversial ruling, voting against same-sex marriage. In part, the resolution states it is regrettable that homosexual rights activists and those who are promoting the recognition of same-sex marriage have misappropriated rhetoric of the civil rights movement.
No president, whether it's a president in the White House, no governor, no mayor, no one can change that. God has already established a marriage between one man and one woman.
I was very disturbed
that many in the civil rights community and in other aspects of life that I'm involved in were reluctant to take a stance. You've got to have the rights of everyone protected.
But in a surprising move, the NAACP also recognized the challenge, moving to the forefront with a change in its stand on marriage equality.
It is the responsibility and the history of the NAACP to speak up on the civil rights issues of our times. As marriage equality has expanded to an ever-increasing number of states, there have been other states that have taken to once again enshrining discrimination in their constitutions. We want to be on record that the NAACP now firmly opposes all efforts to restrict marriage equality.
Do you think that will change anything with the support that we've gotten in the last 2 weeks from these guys?
Yeah, I think it will. With high-profile people coming out and speaking for equality, I think so.
I think we will see some shift in attitude, even in the churches.
I don't see it happening. Not the black church, not the Baptist, no. Hey, First AMEs, no. I don't see that happening.
It's not about religion. It's about rights, you know, and it's about, marriage it really doesn't have anything to do with religion. Because that's why atheists get married, you know. It's all about all the rights that come along with it.
So whether it costs them votes or not, I think it's the right thing to do as a human being.
One thing that is coming from all of this support is that the conversation about civil rights and LGBT rights has a national face, and it's not just coming from those in the LGBT community. At Long Beach Pride, Mark Noble for No More Down Low. Kendell, back to you.
Thank you, Mark, for that excellent report. We're here at the historic MacArthur Park, made infamous by the 1978 #1 disco classic by Donna Summer. Built in 1880 as Westlake Park, MacArthur Park was named after General Douglas MacArthur. From a distance, it's a very picturesque park, but up close, the park has seen better days, though there are plans for improvements in the future. But despite that, it's still a destination for local residents who come out for picnics, for fishing, for running, and there's even a playground and a soccer field. There you have it, MacArthur Park. Janora?
Okay, Kendell, thanks for the history lesson. All right, well, we started the show talking about gay marriage. What a perfect segue to now talk about gay adoption. Well, for LGBT people looking to start a family of their own, there is an organization in Hollywood, like many across the country, whose goal is to make sure that adopting and fostering for LGBT people is made easy. Take a look.
We're exploring our options in terms of fostering or adopting.
3 years into their committed relationship, Amani and Abby are on the verge of taking a big step. They've come to this event in Hollywood, along with other LGBT people, to learn how they can provide a home for a child without one.
Tonight, there are 15,000 kids in LA County that would love to be in a safe and a warm and a loving home. And the folks here tonight that I'm looking at, you are the answer to that.
Welcome to the Pop Luck Club, the largest known gay dads parenting organization in the world. Their mission is to create a sense of community for LGBT parenting and those looking to adopt.
And what we do is we actually have you host a child in your home for a weekend, maybe 2 days out of a month. You have that child with you and you bond with the child, and you basically an advocate for that child to find a permanent home.
Keith Worthy is an adoptive parent and a family recruiter for an organization called KidSave. It's a program that helps LGBT couples take the first steps of getting to know a child in need of a place to call home.
Because African American kids are mainly the majority of those kids who are looking for homes, and they're the ones that are pretty much that max out the system.
We adopted a 5-year-old African American boy from Compton. I'm Asian, my husband's white, our son is black. We look like the last 2 minutes of It's a Small World.
Comedian Alec Malpa and his partner Jamie are the poster family for LA gay adoption.
Well, look at our son. Can you see our son? We're on the banner, and I think that foster adopt kids are the best thing that nobody's doing. They're the best kids you could possibly find anywhere, and we're so lucky to have found our son.
People are always asking, where's he from? Is he from Botswana? Is he from Rwanda? Is he from Malawi? And as a celebrity, I feel like it's my duty to inform people that you don't have to go all the way to Africa to adopt a black child. You can get one right here in the United States. Well, thank you for that smattering applause.
All joking aside, both Alec and Jamie say they had a hard and fast education on the special needs of raising an African American child.
Here's the thing, we can never give him the experience of being raised in an African American household. Because that's not who we are. We're not African Americans, but we can give him as much love as possible and create a diverse community for him, and which we had anyway, because look at us.
Show us your photos.
But for Amani and Abby, looking at photos and hearing the joy in the voices of this couple who adopted 7 foster children helps to relieve their anxiety.
My fear, I think, it has nothing to do with us being 2 women or anything like that. My fear is just the unknown, raising a child and all the challenges and lack of experience and things that come with that. That's my only fear. When it comes to our relationship or our ability to do so, I have no worries at all.
It's just wonderful. And there's no right or wrong way. There's no book written that tells you how great it's going to be or how hard it's going to be. It's something that every parent goes through, not just LGBTQs or African American families. It's just what you go through with a child.
Keith says that while many of the LGBT parents are looking to adopt babies, the majority of the kids waiting for a loving home are between the ages of 9 and 17. Experts all agree that it's better for these kids to find a loving home of any kind than to remain caught up in the system.
You definitely can't argue with that. For more information on adopting or fostering a child, go to the NoMoreDownLow website.
Still ahead, is he the Malcolm X of the same gender-loving community? An interview with the outspoken Cleo Manago is up next in this No More Down Low exclusive. Then, we'll introduce you to Hollywood's hottest new comedian whose black and gay all day routine is off the charts.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Donna Summer was the queen of disco, just like everyone said she was. And if I can go back to any era of music, I always say the 70s, because she just ruled the 70s and she'll be missed greatly.
She was a gay icon as well, and a lot of respect from the gay community to her.
Welcome back to No More Down Low. I'm Janora McDuffie, and we are in the park that Donna Summer made famous, MacArthur Park. And you just heard some expressions of love from some of her biggest fans. Here's a little bit of information about her song, MacArthur Park. Jimmy Webb, who to this day has never revealed the meaning behind the lyrics of the song, wrote the lyrics. Some music insiders speculate that MacArthur Park is a metaphor for a relationship and that cake left in the rain refers to the breakup. I've never referred to my breakups that way, but I'll go with it. What do you think, Kendell?
Okay, Janora, I'll buy that. The man you're about to meet calls himself a critical thinker. Some call him the Malcolm X of the same gender-loving community. In this No More Down Low exclusive, we introduce you to Cleo Manago, and we ask the question, is he angry or just ahead of his time? Here's Mark Noble.
Black issues are more important to me in terms of the collective of black people and what happens to us than simply my sexuality. Your talk, your behavior, and your actions are going to be on behalf of the progress of black people.
Meet Cleo Manago, a nationally known behavior, health, and cultural expert, lecturer, author, film producer, and self-identified critical thinker.
My focus is the restoration, health, healing, and mental health restoration in particular of black people.
He's the founder of a number of national organizations, most notably the Amasi Center for Wellness, Education, and Culture, and the Black Men's Exchange, a national group devoted to promoting healthy self and cultural affirmation among same-gender-loving men of African descent.
We need to learn to love ourselves in our own image as same-gender-loving people and be present in the midst of our own community, because when white folks call themselves lesbian and gay, they still love themselves in their own image.
So in efforts to promote self-love, he coined the phrase same-gender loving.
It's not about me as a reference point. It's about creating an option out there for our community to love itself in its own image and use our own culture and experience and background as our frame of reference.
So please don't call him LGBT.
Lesbian, Greek, gay, white, all that stuff, this doesn't affirm us as black people, and we need to be affirmed and restored. And I certainly don't want people to think that I'm what they tend to think of when they think of gay, you know, a black man chasing a white man or running around West Hollywood.
Some say that Cleo is a modern-day Malcolm X with his message of self-love. But Cleo is well aware that not everyone in the community sees that.
They see me as too black. Some of them see me as angry because they think to care about black people means you're instantly angry, because that's a white accommodationist reaction. We worried about offending them. I could be relaxed and in a good mood, but if I'm not kissing a white butt, I'm angry. Good leadership is not just a press release. Good leadership occurs on the ground.
From retreats to panel discussions on HIV to working with the New York Health Department and now spreading cultural empowerment through his films, Cleo says regardless of what anyone thinks about him, his mission is to save lives.
I've seen people in our community who were self-destructive and doing all kinds of unconstructive stuff who snapped out of it right now based on a particular type of intervention. And thankfully, because it's literally saved some people's lives. Most of us are assimilated, running after Oprah Winfrey and the reality shows or whatever white folks have presented to us. We run it, and we caught up in it. White Jesus, we all up in it, and I'm not into any of that, so I know that I'm not the norm. But ahead of my time, no, it's my time. It's our time. It's always been our time.
Cleo says he does have a softer side. When he's not at work in the community, he likes to go to concerts and listen to real soul music or hang out at home with his chihuahua. If you'd like to hear more of the unedited interview with Cleo, go to our No More Download website. Janora?
Thanks, Kendell. Now switching gears to comedy, Raneir Pollard is an up-and-coming comic who's bringing his black and gay all-day humor to comedy clubs all across Hollywood. And as Laurencia Dandridge discovers, he's doing it with attitude and without any boundaries. Take a look.
My mother always says that you're not something until they pay you to do it. And the first time someone gave me some money, I was like, comedian! I'm it. This is me.
Black and gay all day. I said black and gay all day.
Yes, this is Raneir Pollard, the 20-something Miami native whose naughty sense of humor is taking the Hollywood comedy scene in a whole new direction. Black, bold, and gay.
I like my pants so tight you can practically see my Can you see it? You saw my baggy fit.
I knew I was gay from very young. It's like an argument my dad and I are having right now a lot, because he feels life is hard enough without me mentioning that part of myself. But I think every time I come to realize someone doesn't know that's a part of me, I almost feel like I'm lying to them constantly, even though the conversation never came up.
And so in his stand-up routine, Raneir makes sure the conversation always comes up.
I have a fear of uncircumcised penis. It don't look right to me. It don't look right. I understand it's natural or whatever, but that's the most unnatural, natural thing I've ever seen in my life. You can't have more skin than dick. That's not right. That's not right. It looks like your skin picked out the wrong outfit or something.
After 3 years of performing at some of LA's premier comedy spots while working a day job as a personal trainer, Raneir's unapologetic "Hey, I'm gay" comedy style that his father asked him to drop has landed him a spot on NBC's Stand Up for Diversity college comedy tour this summer.
And I didn't even realize how much of a problem it was until, I had this boyfriend that was uncircumcised and I was sleeping over and I heard these voices like, Raneir. Raneir. I was like, what? Who is that? Raneir. Who is that? Raneir, it's me without all this foreskin. It's me without all this foreskin.
And it may come as no surprise, Raneir often gets comparisons to his comedy idol, Chris Rock.
What's funny is today a guy even said, you have Chris Rock's laugh. I've never got that before, but I'll take it. I mean, I love that man. I think he's absolutely hilarious.
Cut me.
Is America ready for an openly gay African American comedian? I'm 100% sure that they are. My dad and I have this argument every week, and I always tell him I'll just have to show you.
Now, I don't know if all of you were aware of this, but apparently, if you circumcise someone without their consent in the state of California, they make you register as a sex offender. So anyway, I got a curfew now. I gotta get home.
Raneir is currently studying at Hollywood's famed Groundlings Theater. His goal? To become the first openly gay black comedian on Saturday Night Live. Looks like he's on his way.
I have no doubt that he will get there. Well, that's our show for today. Here's what's coming up on our next show.
On the next No More Download, all hail the queens. Of London, that is. With all the focus on the Summer Olympics, No More Down Low explores what it's like to be black and gay in the UK.
I'm not going to claim a special suffering for black people. We're there with everybody else, and it needs improvement.
You don't want to miss it.
So all that and more in our next show. But before we go, I just have to say congratulations to Janora. She was featured on the 45th edition of the Advocate magazine's cover with Greg Louganis.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
And a huge honor.
You look good.
Thank you.
What were you wearing under that towel?
So, from the historic MacArthur Park in Los Angeles, reminding you to spread love and not hate, I am Janora McDuffie.
And I'm Kendell Hogan. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
You know I had to go there.
Why are you gonna call us a towel? It was a swimsuit. I'm all naked.
Mm-hmm.